Welcome to the podcast. This is Big Boy, and we're going to be talking about a little bit more about this COVID-19, aka coronavirus. It's been a lot going on about some posts online or some news articles online saying that White House is predicting close to 200,000 deaths to hit the United States. Knowing that the United States has topped the world as far as the most cases. And a lot because people are not following the guidelines that were given for this. No, people were given guidelines to stay in the house, stay home, and only leave to take care of essential things: medication, prescriptions, food, and going to work if your business or your place of employment is considered essential. In some places, people have not taken very great heed to those warnings and just went ahead and just went out anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I've made some extra trips, but it's getting to a point now where it's getting really serious out there, and people really need to follow these guidelines. And plus also too, there's been a lot of conspiracies about that this was set up. This was set up to population control or biomechanical warfare. Who only knows? But what I do know, that, like I said in my last podcast, if you are a religious person, that this is biblical. And I seen a post today on Instagram. It showed a picture of the virus being made. Then it showed the next picture of lockdown. And then show another picture of a hand that showed a RFID chip inserted in it, which is supposed to be the vaccine to get to where it's supposed to get the vaccine, to be ran by a cashless society. Then your RFID chip. Then it showed also the increasing amount of 5G towers. And then it showed that these RFID chips are supposed to connect to these towers, in which the only way you can get the vaccine for this was through having that chip. One of those conspiracy things. Well, I was talking to a person today, and they were saying that one, the 5G doesn't really reach that far, and there's things that can block that. Then I seen another thing online today where it showed that a employee that installs 5G towers was destroying them. So who really knows what's really going on out there? Who really knows? But what I do know is people need to be safe. People need to educate themselves. But what's going on? So, and then this right here is really bringing out the smartness of money management. Because there's people out there not working, They're going to have to rely on unemployment. Are going to have to rely on the government. And I know President Trump signed that stimulus package last week. That's supposed to give everybody $1,200, $500 for a child, and extend unemployment benefits. I think like $600 a week for extra few months. And all these other bailouts to these companies. But then again, for that to happen, a lot of these politicians got pay raises out of this. Like, how's that looking out for the people? It's not. See, times like this really make you understand what Dave Ramsey or Chris Hogan and what they're talking about, having that emergency fund for situations just like this. Situations just like this. Yep. I mean, I saw a picture online where it showed a picture of New York City and Las Vegas. It's like nothing going on because everyone's on quarantine and lockdown. I mean, and now our healthcare system, nurses and people working in the medical field, they're working nonstop. And now they're trying to pass for medical field people that work in the medical field to get hazard pay, which they should. They should get hazard pay because they are right dab in the middle of this. They should be getting hazardous pay. And why they wouldn't? I don't understand why they wouldn't get hazardous pay. They need to. Most definitely. Truck drivers are more important now than ever, because they have always been important, but right now they're really important. They are keeping America going. So what do we need to take from all this? We need to take care of ourselves. Wash your hands the correct way. Take your vitamins. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. There's been a few reports out there, of course, this stuff that people share online about this virus that you don't know is it true or not. But it says on there that people need to drink more hot liquids to help fight this virus, because it builds up mucus in your system, which causes flu-like symptoms and everything. So more hot teas and this and that. But as far as going back to the biblical side point of things, people really need to stay in prayer. Pray for this nation, pray for the world, that this goes away. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy out there. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get back with you. So welcome back to this podcast. And we took a little break, but I found something online I thought may be kind of interesting. So let's see if we can check that out, see if we can hear it.
Alexa, did the government release the coronavirus? According to Event 201, the government planned this event, created the virus, and had a simulation of how the countries would react. This simulation occurred October 18, 2019. The government released the virus among the population and has lost control of the outbreak.
But like I said, once again, there's a lot of crazy stuff out there. I mean, that clip was played off of TikTok. And there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, too, that talk about a lot of this stuff, too. But like I said, whatever is going on, I don't know. I don't research it like that. I just go by what I see on TV, or if I read online, or if I go on the smart news app for my Samsung phone. So I go up with what I see on that stuff. But I just know that it's crazy stuff. And this would just make sure everybody stays safe. That's the main thing. Everybody stays safe. Everybody follow the guidelines that we need to follow to help fight this. Another thing, too, is over there in Florida, a Florida pastor of a megachurch was arrested because he did not follow guidelines that were given for people for having large groups of people. So they arrested this pastor. I see the reasons why they're enforcing this, but then again, too, it's kind of like, are we trying to stop churches from being together? So you get two sides of that. A lot of churches are doing online services, online Bible studies. Because I think some states only want you to have 50 less people. Smaller churches, they can contend with those rules. Bigger churches, they can't. So, it's the main thing is keep in prayer for the families out there that can't are struggling at the moment, waiting on unemployment, which is hard, which is difficult. A lot of unemployment officers do not know how to answer questions about the stimulus package. And they say on their automated messages, saying don't ask questions about the stimulus package that they pass. But the one thing to take from all this is we need to make sure that we learn from it. That's the main thing. Learn from it. A lot of businesses are taking it very serious. Like I was out there at a gas station, and they already started putting plexiglass over the cashiers to keep people from coughing or try to reduce that spread. And I think honestly, you might start seeing that everywhere until this resolves itself. Just saying that this could last until summertime when it starts heating up. So far, I think said Mexico is having the less amount of cases because it's hot down there, so this virus-free can survive in the hot. But this virus is a real deal. It's very serious, people. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out with this. One thing to take from all this: do your research. Don't jump on every little thing you see online about this and that, especially what's on Facebook. You never know what's true, what's not true. But do your research. There's lots of resources out there that you can look at about this. And just do your research. And after you do all your research, forming your own hypothesis or your own theories about what's really going on. But the main thing to take from all for let people know is to make sure you stay safe, take care of yourself, wash your hands, try to be healthy as possible. If you are suffering from any kind of these dry colds, respiratory hardness of breathing, flu-like symptoms, go ahead and get tested. If you do, quarantine yourself until you get better. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and God bless.